Dus dit is een sessie voor onze kleinere SMB-partners. Begin mei en in juni hebben we een diepgaandere sessie gegeven door Yves Kerwijn rond Zero Trust, waarin we echt diep technisch gaan. Registratie is mogelijk via Connect. Oh. See another participant coming. Okay. Hello, Nina. Welcome. We just started with the presentation. So, Microsoft.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi. Welcome. So it's a small session with a few participants. If you have any questions, remarks, I'm going to quickly. Please don't hesitate to interrupt me. You can open up your mics whenever necessary. So, Microsoft's view on security. Before we continue, I'd like to share some updates on the current and emerging threats in cybersecurity. These insights are sourced from Microsoft's most recent Digital Defense Report. A download link to the full report is available at the end of this presentation. And of course, the presentation will be shared with all participants in the coming days. So Microsoft serves millions of customers worldwide. They receive about 78 trillion security signals per day. That's 12 zeros. Microsoft is tracking 1,500 unique threat groups, including more than 600 nation-state threat actor groups, 300 cybercrime groups, 200 influence operation groups, and hundreds of others. Because of Microsoft's unique point of view, I think this report is valuable for everyone in the channel. So, some topics that are touched upon. So ransomware and cyber fraud. Microsoft have noticed significant increase in ransomware attacks and cyber-enabled financial fraud globally. There is a rise in identity and social engineering attacks. Microsoft Entra data shows that of more than 600 million identity attacks per day, more than 99% are password-based. Advances such as default security configurations and conditional access policies have helped more organizations embrace multi-factor authentication. Nation-state actors are increasingly using criminal tools and tactics, blurring the lines between nation-state and cybercriminal activities. The report also discusses the activities of nation-state threat actors, including those from Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea. The defense report also explores the impact of AI on cybersecurity, including the use of AI by both attackers and defenders. A bit more on this later in the presentation. So I chose to share some of the further insights about the nation-state threats. So here on your screen, you can see now the specific sectors that are targeted worldwide. And these are the focus points of Russia. So here you can see that the main focus of Russia's cyber attacks are pointed towards Europe. This is very clear. And they target government, IT, and think tanks, NGOs. So this is another representation, graphic representation of all the different regions in the world, and with the most targeted country or country in each region. So we're going to focus on Europe. So, of course, Ukraine is the most targeted by the Russians. Where is Belgium? We're at place number 10. So we're in the top 10 of the cyber threats list of countries. So why zero trust? So zero trust, let me just check this. Okay, so enhanced security. Zero trust principles ensure that every access request is thoroughly verified, reducing the risk of unauthorized access and data breaches. This is crucial for protecting sensitive business information and maintaining customer trust. Improved compliance. Adopting zero trust helps SMBs comply with various regulatory requirements such as GDPR and NIS2 by ensuring the data is securely managed and accessed only by authorized personnel. Increased productivity. With zero trust, employees can securely access the resources they need from anywhere, facilitating remote work and improving overall productivity. This flexibility is particularly beneficial in today's hybrid work environment. Now let's take a look at the concepts of zero trust. So what you just saw are the benefits. These are the concepts. So zero trust is a security strategy. It's not a product or a service. It's an approach in designing and implementing the set of security principles. So verify explicitly. Every person, every system that wants to access the network and move anything anywhere, it needs to be verified explicitly. Use least privilege access. Not everybody in the organization needs access to all the data. The receptionist, for instance, doesn't need access to all the confidential HR reports. She doesn't need access to financial information. You can also improve upon this with just-in-time and just enough access. Assume breach is also an important pillar where you actually you say, okay, every movement on my network is malicious. You assume a breach. You segment your network, your cloud environment, you apply end-to-end encryption, etc., etc. So while Microsoft Zero Trust is a specific security model implemented by organizations to protect their digital environments, NIS2 is a regulatory framework that mandates cybersecurity measures for critical sectors within the EU. The overlap lies in their shared goal of enhancing cybersecurity. However, Zero Trust is proactive, organization-specific approach, whereas NIS2 provides a broader regulatory structure that organizations must comply with. Microsoft Zero Trust Framework and the NIS2 directive requirements overlap in several key areas. Both emphasize robust cybersecurity measures and continuous risk management to protect against cyber threats. By aligning with the Zero Trust principles, organizations can better position themselves to meet NIS2 compliance requirements. So, what does this look like? Zero Trust architecture from Microsoft's point of view. So this is a graphical representation describing all the key technical components of Zero Trust. A key foundation of Zero Trust security is identities. So in the past, in the ancient world, everything was within the network, the local network behind the firewall. Those times have passed. The new wall around your security, the new border to breach is the identity. So you need to protect the identity of your users. And also the non-human identities. They both need strong authentication. They are connecting from either, oops, something went wrong, sorry. So they're connecting from personal or corporate endpoints with the compliant device, together requesting access based on strong policies grounded in zero trust principles of explicit verification, least privilege access, and assumed breach. As a unified policy enforcement, the zero trust policy intercepts the request and explicitly verifies signals from all 6 foundational elements based on policy configuration and enforces least privileged access. Signals include the role of the user, his or her location, the device compliance, data sensitivity, application sensitivity, and much more. In addition to telemetry and state information, the risk assessment from threat protection feeds into the policy to automatically respond to threats in real time. Policy is enforced at the time of access and continuously evaluated throughout the session. This policy is further enhanced by policy optimization. Governance and compliance are critical to a strong zero trust implementation. Security posture assessment and productivity optimization are necessary to measure the telemetry throughout the services and systems. The telemetry and analytics feeds into the threat protection system. Large amounts of telemetry and analytics enriched by threat intelligence generates high-quality risk assessments that can either be manually investigated or automated. Attacks happen at cloud speed. Your defense systems must act at cloud speed, and humans just can't react quickly enough or sift through all the risks. The risk assessment feeds into the policy engine for real-time automated threat protection and additional manual investigation if needed. Traffic filtering and segmentation is applied to the evaluation and enforcement from the zero trust policy before access is granted to any public or private network. Data classification, labeling, and encryption should be applied to emails, documents, and structured data. Access to apps should be adaptive, whether SaaS or on-premises. Runtime control is applied to infrastructure, with serverless, containers, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and internal sites, with just-in-time and versions controls actively engaged. Finally, telemetry, analytics, and assessment from the network, data, apps, and infrastructure are fed back into the policy optimization and threat protection systems. So another view is this one. This is the same graphical representation of the zero trust architecture with most of Microsoft's security products in overlay. I want to focus in the SMB market specifically on these 4 elements. So Entra ID protection. So if you have a P1, this allows you access to conditional access, which is very important, base building block of your security posture. You have Defender for Office 365. This, amongst others, gives you access to a sandbox at Microsoft where all your emails and hyperlinks that you receive through email or through Teams are opened. Another one is Intune, which allows you to securely manage your device. And last but not least, Defender for Endpoint, Microsoft EDR, XDR solution for your user clients. So why these 4? These are the main building, these are the basic building blocks, and these also happen to be important components of business premium. So based on last month's pricing, I've compared, I've put here the 3 Microsoft 365 business bundles next to each other. This is the public price per user per year. And these, if you start, for instance, with M365 Business Basic, and you want to add all the components, the important components which I showed in the prior slide, if you want to add this to Basic, you come out at a price that is higher than Business Premium. Okay. So this is why Microsoft is pushing Business Premium in the SMB market, because it contains the minimum required building blocks for the security of your customers' environments. So Zero Trust, where do you start as an SMB partner? Evaluate your current security measures, identify areas that need improvement. Microsoft provides tools and assessments to help with this. Your first option is a self-service assessment. This is based on QS Solutions CSAT technology. This is free and light, and this is full do-it-yourself. So you fill out a questionnaire, you install some components to do some information gathering in your customer's environment. This is all fed into the CSAT engine, and a report is issued to you. A second option is to let Microsoft do the assessments through solution assessments. So some partners know this, most of the partners don't. Microsoft offers free assessments for artificial intelligence, Copilot readiness, cybersecurity, cloud migration, and app modernization. During the registration, so this title here is a hyperlink which will bring you to this page. Don't forget to include us in your registration when you go ahead with this. This enables us to also track this together with Microsoft. So, solution assessment on cybersecurity. It is a free offering, free and available to all SMB customers worldwide. It's based on QS Solutions. They are recognized as an important partner. There are limited criteria. The only criteria, no previous assessments at the customer. For a customer with more than 300 seats, you can opt for a full CSAT scan. Less than 300 seats, you have a quick scan. And less than 30 seats, they kindly ask you to go for the self-service option. Now, if you're interested in running your own CSAT scans and build a business, a practice around this, for instance, you could run a scan every 6 months and build a service offering around this. Please do not hesitate to get in touch with us. We are a distributor for QS Solutions CSAT. We can provide you access to an e-learning portal, and we can provide you with pricing on the different subscriptions that are available, and we can provide further support. What is the estimated timeline on a security assessment run by Microsoft? It's about 1 to 3 weeks, depending on availability of the partner, perhaps also of the customer. So there's a nomination via the website, it's approved. There is a call set up between Microsoft and the partners, where the process is explained and the tools are explained. Then the partner deploys CSAT scan wizards on the customer's environment. These gather information. There is also a questionnaire that needs to be filled out. Now, this information from the scan wizards and from the questionnaire that's fed into a report engine. The report is generated. A call is set up to review the report. And then it's up to the partner to plan next steps with the customers. So what data is ingested? So everything that is on-premise and or in the cloud, your identities, your clients, your infra, your applications, your data, what do you have in place with regards to threat protection, and what are your policies and processes? So the solution is outcome driven, and it helps you to sell, upsell, cross-sell Microsoft products and technologies. The good thing is that you can do the discussion with your customer based on the findings of the reports. You're talking about the actual data of the customer and his security posture. So CSAT is based on CIS controls. This is internationally recognized. Here is also a few screenshots from the report you get. So you can see here that this particular organization is scored against all 18 points in CS control. CSAT also provides an IS2 mapping. Now, this is not an official audit report, but it does give you a clear indication of where your organization stands with regards to NIS2 maturity. So, you know what Zero Trust is. You know where to start using these assessments. Next step is how are you going to implement this? Now, this table comes directly, I've just copy-pasted this from Microsoft's pages. Microsoft pages on Zero Trust, of course. I'm just going to click this link here and try to open the web page and share this with you. 1 second. Where is the web page? Here is the web page. So, Zero Trust guidance for small businesses. This Learn article explains in great detail, step by step, how you should set up. There are links to additional resources, of course. Let me just business premium overview. So just 6 steps to set this up for your customer. Okay. There is, for instance, also, let me go back to this page. Zero Trust for if you're using or planning to use Copilot. If your customer has Azure services in place, how do you apply Zero Trust principles to your customer's Azure environment? If you have a larger customer, you can look at the adoption framework and guide your customer. Maybe they have an IT guy or a person responsible for IT or an IT director. You can go through the adoption framework with them and prepare them, make them understand the principles of Zero Trust, why it's important, and how it can help to protect their data and their company. Now back to the presentation. Where's the presentation? There it is. Okay, laser pointer, and we continue. Now, okay, so You know what Zero Trust is, you did the assessment, you chose your implementation plan, but how do you manage this at scale? So if you have 5, 6, 7 customers, you can just log into the individual management portals and manage the security settings and the threats for your individual customers through those individual management portals. But if you have more customers, this is not efficient. So how do you manage this at scale? There are freeware tools and paid tools available on the market. If you're not sure yet which tool to use, a good option could be Microsoft 365 Lighthouse. Okay, so this solution enables you to, once your customers are onboarded, it enables you to apply a security and default baseline to all the tenants that you've onboarded on this solution. It also allows you to manage the tenants individually. You can manage the users within each tenant. You can check device compliance for all your onboarded customers. You can do unified central threat management for your onboarded customers. And you even get some sales opportunities. So these are mainly insights in retention, RO licenses assigned to users, etc., etc. So it's a free MSP tool. Since a while ago, you got Copilot Insights. What does that show you? Okay, does my customer have the appropriate base licenses to purchase a Copilot add-on? Once the customer has purchased Copilot and is using it, what's the adoption rate? Is everybody using it, etc.? There is only one limit that I know of, and that is a maximum of 2,500 users per customer tenant. So not all your tenants together, per individual tenant. There's a wonderful and very clear 50-minute demo available on Cloud Champion. I've added the link here. Now, what about AI? So Microsoft Digital Defense Reports has a whole section on AI. I've distilled a few key points from it, and I'm going to share them with you now. So this is a funny picture I stole from Microsoft's security webinar a few weeks ago. So you've trained your AI model, and you've put in place basic security. The user asks, how do I commit identity theft? And you've set up your AI in such a way that it does not, or it refuses to respond to such a malicious question. I'm sorry, I can't help with that. But then if you add some text in your picture, the AI can interpret the text and gives you a malicious reply anyway. So this is one of the funny but dangerous risks of AI use, where security is not set up correctly. So AI enables cyber criminals to automate and scale their attacks. Nation-state actors mainly use AI for influence operations, so they create deepfake videos, etc. Cyber criminals use AI to automate discovery of vulnerabilities in software and systems. And AI is used to create highly convincing phishing mails and deepfake videos, making it harder for the user to spot it as fraudulent. So this is the threat side of AI. What about the defenders? The AI tool that Microsoft has made available to the defenders is Security Copilot. Now, Security Copilot, once you activate it, you get two individual experiences. There's the standalone experience, which you can access through a dedicated portal. And there's the embedded experience, where a part of your interface, when you access the security portal, Microsoft Security Portal, a part of the interface is dedicated to Copilot interactions. So Copilot is available in Defender XDR, in Sentinel, in Intune, in Entra, and in Purview, both in standalone and in embedded. How does this help? It's not a tool that needs to be up and running all the time and that secures your environment. It's really an AI, a Copilot that you need to send prompts to. It helps you, your threat hunters or the people within your organization that are responsible for security, to increase the speed of their investigation and response. So they become faster. For instance, they also answer a lack of skill. So for instance, you have a junior in your security team, and they have a solid base, but perhaps, like it says here, they have limited custom query language skills. By using Copilot, you can create KQL queries to improve your threat hunting skills. So on the right side here, you have screenshots from the dedicated standalone experience. These are a few examples of prompts you can send in. So you can, if there is an incident, most of the time it needs to be reported on. How did it happen? When did it happen? Why did it happen? What did we do? What did we do to remediate? If you want to make a report yourself as a person, it takes some time. If you ask Copilot, Security Copilot, they can do the job for you because they have access to all security settings. So this is an example of the embedded version of Security Copilot. So you have the Defender portal, and here on the right side, you have your Copilot screen. What is the user doing here? So the threat actor, one of the things the threat actor did was deploy a PowerShell, so use a PowerShell script in their attack. This particular user is not very well known, well versed in PowerShell. So he can ask Copilot, okay, analyze the PowerShell script and explain to me in human language what it exactly does. So that's an improvement. And for instance, if you're not well versed in PowerShell, this helps you improve your work. These are a whole bunch of security Copilot for security or Security Copilot prompts you can enter in all the different embedded solutions, embedded versions. Not going to go into great detail here. Pricing and licensing. So Security Copilot is based on security compute units. Yeah? They are used to run your Security Copilot workloads, and the workloads provide insights, prompts, run prompt books, automate them in both standalone and productivity and embedded experiences across Microsoft Security. So you can flexibly provision compute units through Security Copilot portal. There's also a dashboard to track costs. Microsoft recommends provisioning 3 security compute units per hour to start your exploration of the service. So on the right-hand side here, I've used public pricing. Here you have the price per hour and the price per month. Now, for SMB customers, this is rather high, certainly for Belgian SMB customers. But remember, you do not need to have this solution up and running 24/7. You only need to switch it on when one of your employees is doing security analysis, is doing threat hunting, wants to improve the security posture of your customers. You can switch it on and off as needed. Who are the intended users at this point in time of the Security Copilot? So Security Operations Center analysts, compliance analysts, and IT administrators. My call to action to you is to run your first security assessment. Give it a try, engage with Microsoft, pick out one customer, involve them in the process, and go through the assessment. If you have any remarks, questions about Zero Trust, Microsoft Security, any topic that's been addressed here during the webinar, reach out to me or my colleagues. I've also added all the links and sources which I used and mentioned in my presentation. So now it's time for Q&A. Any questions? Was I clear?
Very clear, thank you.
Okay.